Good morning. Our Universalist heritage proposed that each person is made of divine goodness. Science offers that we are stardust. Whatever your beliefs, know that you are a gift, inherently worthy of love. You are a gift, and we're glad that you are here. Love is the spirit of all souls. In this moment of our shared journey, may you feel witnessed and honored wherever you are on your journey. Let us now greet our neighbors, especially new or returning people, with our names and pronouns.
Good morning and welcome to all who are with us in this moment and to those who are catching us later on. I am Reverend Dorian Condry. I am the Membership and Communications Coordinator. My pronouns are he, they. And today, your worship team will be Nancy Olson, Director of Congregational Life and Faith Formation, pronouns she, her. Rev Katie, our Senior Minister, whose pronouns are she, Aisha. And Liz Elmore, Music Director, pronouns she, her, and our welcoming congregation team. People of all ages are joyfully welcomed in service. Nursery care is available if that option works best for you. I invite everyone to please fill out a connection card. This card is a great way to let us know if you would like support, need assistance, have new contact information, or have an interest, comment, or question. They are on the edges of the pews, and they're also available through the QR code outside of our sanctuary. During the offering, please place it in the basket.
Thank you so much, Rev Dorian. Buenos dias, mi gente. Oh, such good energy in the space today. I love it. It's good to be together. So we're going to be talking about hope today. But we're also going to be talking about hard things. So I want to invite you to take care of yourself in our time together. Don't hesitate if you need to get up, grab a glass of water, grab a cup of coffee, use the restroom, take a break. Take the break. Take the break. If the tears come, let the tears come. This is a safe place to hold them. Can we agree on that today? Okay, thank you. There's also some additional resources in our orders of celebration, in person and online. If ever you have questions about resources, please come see one of us or one of the pastoral visitors. We're here to support you. Speaking of resources, I want to remind you that our food pantry is a no questions asked food pantry. Our vending machine that has no questions asked, reproductive care products. These are available. Please use them. Grab a bag of food for someone that you know. Take something home. We want to normalize us using the food pantry on Sundays. If you know someone who needs a delivery, let us know that too. We have some wonderful members who are able to make door-to-door deliveries. You may have noticed that we have a red carpet on our way into the building, and while each and every one of us is indeed made of stardust and is fabulous, the red carpet is because of a sewer line issue, and it is being fixed. We've ripped up the floor downstairs, not we as in, I had nothing to do with it. But we have a wonderful group of contractors that have ripped up the floor downstairs. They're repairing the sewer line. There was a minor incident where we didn't have water because they nicked a water line, which is why you hear blowers. But it's very exciting downstairs right now. And we got a red carpet to show for it, and running water. So everything will be fixed shortly, but this is taking care of a problem that had been building over time. So once again, we're taking care of a big thing, but we're also getting in front of something that could have been a lot worse. So for this, we give thanks. I wanted to let you all know this is an ice whistle, and there are local businesses. And when you're shopping local this holiday season or visiting local businesses, some will have them out for free, and there's directions and resources attached. If you want to know what this means or how to use it, see me after service and after the congregational meeting, which everyone is invited to, even if you're here for the very first time. And there's food, but I'm not going to talk about that because Betty Lynch is going to talk about that. So where are you, Betty? Ah, there you are, right up front. You know, I'm looking for your usual spot, like in the back. Come on up. It's good to see you in the front.
All right, I am here to share the good news. We are celebrating today. We have officially not only hit our goal for the capital campaign, we have exceeded it. Okay, so as of yesterday, we have 1,536,648 pledged or donated. So we are well on our way. I feel like this congregation wants this building to be here. We want to continue being a beloved congregation, and thanks to you all, we are going to be that. So the first thing I want to do is recognize the volunteers. So anybody who is a visiting steward, please stand. Okay, and anyone who worked on the food or on accounting or anything else with the capital campaign, please stand. And I know we had a few. And then lastly, anyone who has made a pledge or donated, please stand. Woo! Okay, and I'm going to go into more detail at the congregational meeting today, so please come eat tacos with us and find out what's going on. Thank you.
Nope, we're not done yet. This is truly a team effort. There were contributions that started coming in 2 years ago when we knew we had to do this that enabled us to put a roof on this building and stop all of the leaks. We have frozen in the winter. We have sweated in the summer together. And your unflagging, positive leadership was there through it all. So this is a small token of thank you on behalf of the congregation.
Thank you.
So thank you. And we also have some for Ellen as well,
Oh, good,
who may possibly be in the kitchen. I don't see,
And
but we will get
I
Ellen.
just want to
Ellen's
say
blessing.
one more thing is, this was one of the easiest things I've ever done. No
Oh.
teeth pulling, no real issues, so I appreciate that, and thank you.
Thank you. I am awed by the generosity of this community, and we are celebrating with tacos. Tacos for everybody. So I want to see everybody with at least one taco today. And if you're here for the first time, you picked a really good day to be here. As we continue our time together, let us acknowledge the land itself and those who sustained it throughout the generations. We are upon the unceded land of the Lenape, Miamia, Kaskaskia, Shawnee, and Kickapoo people who were pushed from their land and whose children have been stolen for generations. As we strive to be a community of justice, may we continue to find ways to make real reparations.
This is Beacons by Kimmy Floyd Reich. Beloveds, we were never meant to hide in closets, and we were never to be spoken of in whispered corners by a world filled with others, afraid of their own reflections. We are from the flame of Channing's truth, Olympia Brown's relentlessness, in Lou Alcott's defiance of societal expectations, and Thoreau's solitude of freedom.
We are here, heirs of a theology that says, let me try that again. We are here, heirs of a theology that says, love is love, the soul is not gendered, that covenants live in hearts, not in courtrooms. Laws can be cruel and narrow, but our faith remains wide, widening still more until every child hears their pronouns in liturgies, and every parent of a trans child hears their entire congregation reflect back, you are not alone, in the face of their fears.
We have always been here, from pulpits to picket lines, from the ancestors you called heretics to our kitchen tables, where we sat with chosen families, speaking our truths into becoming real. This world may pass bans, overturn laws, rewrite constitutions, threaten us, but our marriages were holy before they were licensed, and our identities were sacred before we had names. Today, again, and every day, bless those coming out and those staying in. Bless the drag, bless the transitioning, bless the questioning, bless the kinfolk, bless our chosen families, and bless us because we have faced ourselves, loved ourselves, saw ourselves, and we declare that we are beauty and goodness, and unicorns with a bit of rainbow and a lot of heart.
We gather now in the wake of their efforts to erase, as a sign that we are not so easy to erase. And knowing that we are literally love becoming, we were never meant to hide. We were always meant to blaze.
Good morning. Ada is lighting our chalice today. Thank you, Ada. This ritual of lighting our chalice, it reminds us to continually renew our promise to live into our covenant, to put love into action, and to live out this community of love and justice that we aim to be. So if you would please rise in body or spirit as we share the words that are printed in your order of celebration. They're in Spanish and English. And if you're with us online, please let us know in the chat where you're lighting your chalice from. We'll speak it in Spanish first. Would you like to speak with me? Oops. El amor es el espíritu de esta iglesia y el servicio es su ley. Vivir juntos en la paz, buscar la verdad en el amor y ayudarnos unos a otros. Este es nuestro pacto. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. This is our covenant. Would you like to light that? All right, you may be seated. Okey doke. Good to see you all today and some new faces. I have these two unicorns. They're little baby unicorns. This unicorn was born with boy parts, and this unicorn was born with girl parts. Now, as little babies, all we really know about them right now is this little baby has boy parts and this little baby unicorn has girl parts. That's all we know. And we have no idea who they're going to become. We have no idea how they're going to feel about themselves as they grow and engage with the world and themselves. We don't know what people they'll be attracted to, what they'll like to do. We know nothing. We don't know what they'll wear, how they'll like their hair. All we know, this little unicorn was born with boy parts, and this little unicorn was born with girl parts. And the thing is, there is a variety of ways to be human in this world. And they're going to grow into some of those ways, and they're going to shine. But you know, we get stuck. We get so stuck because we think, oh, you have boy parts, got to go down this track. You got girl parts, you got to go down this track. And we get so caught and stuck in these expectations of what is good, and it just shuts off all the different ways that people can be, all the gifts they have to offer, all the ways they can engage with other people. Just get stuck. So today we have a little visual, which can help us start looking at, it's certainly not definitive, but the different places and ways we can be human. And so if we just took these little unicorns, our little unicorns, let's say our little unicorn with the girl parts, they grew up, and on this chart, which starts at 0 and goes all the way over, this little girl part unicorn, she was way at the end of that arrow. She was female through and through. No question. She knew she was a female. But as she got older, there were different ways she liked to express that. Sometimes she was what you might think of dressing like a girl, female, masculine, feminine, those words. And sometimes she just loved to be out in jeans and work boots and building things. So she'd be kind of in the middle of that gender expression of masculine and feminine. And then, of course, there was the sex that she was assigned at birth. She liked the she pronouns. And the physical attraction, well, she was kind of physically attracted to the males, to men, but, you know, emotionally she felt very connected with women too. So she'd be kind of in the middle on that chart. Then we have this little unicorn who has the boy parts. That was a whole other story. This little unicorn felt themselves like, they really felt a little more male. It was a little confusing sometimes because they felt more male, but the world was saying, maybe you should be this way, la, la, la. Really felt very male. And as what went through, you can see how this unicorn found their way through this chart in different places. Not all just at this end, all following that little path of the little boy with the boy parts, or following the path of the little girl with the girl parts. No. There are so many ways to express who we are and how we feel about ourselves and how we want to engage with others in the world. There are so many ways. And in Unitarian Universalism, love is at the center. And love is at the center for a lot of different reasons. A lot of different reasons. But you will notice that understanding is not at the center of Unitarian Universalism. It's important to understand, but it's not the center. The center is love. And love is what it is. We don't need to understand where someone is on that chart. We don't need to understand why they're on that chart. We don't need to know where they fit. But we do need to love them. We need to show up and love whatever that person, however that person wants to share their humanness. And that, I hope you will pick up some of these gender unicorn flyers, and maybe you'll try them yourself. Maybe you'll share them around Thanksgiving. Let's all look at our gender unicorn, find out where we are. Love is the center of Unitarian Universalism. Love is what we carry with us through these days.
There are some words in your order of service for We Walk in Love. We'll sing it in unison first so you can get to know the tune, and we'll sing all 3 verses there. Please join us. Stand as you are able.
We walk in love, united in purpose. We join our hands and lift up one voice. We speak the truth with strength and compassion, resounding with hope, with courage and joy. We cry for peace and rights for all people. We welcome friends from far and near. We fight for those whose voices are silenced, resisting in faith until all are free. We dream a world of justice and kindness. We build a bridge, creating new paths. We march with joy. Let's all walk together, embracing each one. We boldly stand.
Let us take a few moments outside of our regular living, the shifting, the moving from place to place, from item to item on the to-do list, and be present to each other, to the joys and the sorrows in this community and beyond. Let us be present to a world that is stricken by war and famine, all those who are suffering as a result of imperialism, colonialism, white cis heteropatriarchy, the system, not the people. It can be really hard to love people to believe in people when they choose policies that harm us, our loved ones, the world. Let us hold in our hearts all who are living with chronic illness, all who are living with chronic pain, living with mental illness, addiction, heartaches, seen and unseen. Let us hold in our hearts Petra Ritchie, who is better. And let us also breathe in and open our hearts to the joys in our lives and in our communities. People holding the line, getting creative, showing up for justice, for equity, and solidarity. Those who are making the sandwiches and the meals and the donations. Those who are finding their voices and raising their voices. And let us also celebrate the expansion for those who have families that are expanding, for those receiving new jobs. And perhaps we can celebrate within this community with Babette and Tom Miller as they welcome their grandsons, Callan Joseph Clements and Kit Oliver Spillman. Let us hold a moment of silence together, present to the joys, present to the sorrows, and in this time of shared silence, in person and online, may all prayers be answered and may all hearts be restored. May it be so. Que así sea.
Please join us as we hold space for mourning. The names that are read are trans people who have died by violence or suicide related to transphobia in the past year.
Honey Walker, Jill Heathers Bouvier, Megan Jordan Cridley, Phoenix Cassetta, Raven Sead, Rick Alistair Newman, Stan Coleman, Allison Ketchup Alex, Jay Flores, Leah Joe, Serenity Birdsong, and Spencer James Castle.
Presente.
Sydney Leigh Phillips, Sid. Name unknown. Quenisha Chantel, Coco. Kyla Jane Walker. Elisha Wright. Roy Mora. Aziza Barnes, Z. Cam Thompson. Mika Shabazz. Johnny Adama. Parker Savars.
Elisa Ray Shoup, Audrey Dameron, Tahiri Broom, Sam Nordquist, Irviana Johnson, Amiri Dior, Linda Bachara Moran, Jordan J.J. May, Caitlin Renata Benoit, Kaitoria Lacynthia Banks, Kai, Nora Horwitz.
Kelsey Ellum, Shai Perius Dupree, Carmen Wells, Charlotte Fosgate, Jonathan Joss, Tessa June, Jax Grattan, Laura Schuler, Hope like a Youngblood, Emma Slavak.
J.J. Godbey, Christina Hayes, Gabrielle Nguyen Cam, Lily Dawn Harkins, Kia Lei Tabitha Roberts, Amora Woods, Artie Cassidy Beowulf Gibson, Nathaniel Pabon Cruz Nata, Dream Johnson, Blair A. Sawyer.
Rosa Machuca, Cassie Ray K. Holmes, Onyx Cornish, Aurora Pellegrina, Alex or Luna, Robin James Post, Blake Sturm, Blaise Alexander Bal Mason, Scarlett, Tiara Love Tori Jackson.
Please join us with hymn number 391 in the gray hymnal, voice still and small.
Voice still and small, deep inside all, I hear you call, singing. In dark and rain, sorrow and pain, still you remain, singing, calming my fears, quenching my tears, through all the years, singing.
For the Lost Ones by Reverend Mr. Barb Grave. This is a prayer for the lost ones, those taken from us too soon. and too many. The truth be told, one would be too many. One life taken is one life too many to be gone. This is a prayer for those whose lives were taken in violence, for who they were and how they loved. This is a prayer for their families who will never know all of who they were to become, nor never again feel their warm embrace. Those who are no longer with us were people. They were our siblings and parents, our children, co-workers, and lovers. This is a prayer for the lost ones. Beautiful human beings once occupied this earth with love, humor, anger, frustration, and fear, and who are no longer with us. This is a prayer for those who are now our ancestors. We pray you continue to guide us toward making a more just, more loving, more accepting world. This is a prayer for the survivors of hate crimes and hate, for those who live in fear and cannot flourish as they are. This is a prayer for the survivors whose lives have been impacted by violence and hate. May we remember the legacy from which we come and the legacy we will leave behind. May we continue to build families of choice and protection for our souls as well as our bodies, trusting that we were always meant to be here and knowing that we are wholly loved just as we are.
On this Trans Day of Remembrance, remember those we have lost, those who died by violence or suicide, who were shunned just for being who they were. But we also want to remember those who have transitioned and found joy and freedom in living their lives out loud, those whose lives bring hope to this broken world. These are the folks I discovered when reading the personal stories of trans and non-binary people and their families in Authentic Selves, compiled by Peggy Gillespie. I share some of their words with you. None of the identities that any culture gives to us perfectly fit us as individuals or perfectly fit us for our entire lives. Being trans or non-binary are just different ways of being fully human. Joy-laden trans woman, she, her. We can face the people who scare us and walk away better for it. We don't have to feel trapped and stuck in our own lives and bodies. We can feel proud of every aspect of our life. We can choose our own destinies, and we do not have to be victims. Adam Miller, trans man, he, him. As I've learned more about being trans, I've come to believe that my purpose as a trans woman is to educate people and try to make the journey for those who come after me a little easier. Brianna Harris, she, her. Because I chose to be very open about my transition, people could see for themselves that there was nothing to be afraid of. Being a trans woman is just who I am. Amy McNeil, she, her. From Lewis Mitchell, trans man, he, him. Throughout history, those of us who are in the gender kaleidoscope have always been created to be the ones who move around all the crossroads of life, to apply clarity, correction, and healing. Gender fluid and gender nonconforming people have always been the people at the intersection of so many cultures around the world. And as Mallory Park, trans woman, she, her, explains, the best evidence against the idea that being trans is a phase is the happiness of people who live as their true selves. There is a reason that trans suicide rates are so high, and it's not because we are trans. It's because the world tells us being trans is wrong. Nothing could be further from the truth. Please join us for hymn 1053, How Could Anyone? This is in the teal hymnal.
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul.
My name is Bob Goodman. The congregation was gracious enough to reach out to a couple of the board members from Zionsville Pride and ask one of us if we'd come to speak or tell you our story or whatever today. So I'm here for Zionsville Pride. So this is a we conversation because I'm representing the board. It's a board of 7. Zionsville held its first Pride Festival on August 16th of this year. It was essentially, since we didn't find our venue, which was a public park in Zionsville, Mulberry Fields, it was put together in 2.5 months. Two business owners in Zionsville came together and decided that there had to be a Pride. We needed to have a Pride Festival this year. We were very fortunate to bring a third person onto the board so we could file our non-for-profit staff for non-for-profit. The board flushed out to 6 soon after that. Three or four call-out meetings, 45 to 25 people attended each. And myself excluded from the 6, we had 5 remarkable board members that in 2.5 months put together the festival. We had about 90 for-profit, non-for-profit vendors, 3 or 4 churches attended. We had drag story hour, we had entertainment. We would have been happy and expected maybe 300 people. So I guess since your theme is hope, right? And you're commemorating kind of a difficult moment in terms of what the week is, the month is. This is a story of hope, okay? This is a story of success. We had our festival. It was hot as hell. I mean, it was hot. And we didn't count, but we think we had about 1,000 people. Then just this past Thursday, about a week and a half ago, we got we were informed by the executive director of the Zionsville Library that there was a movement afoot by a new group in town to soft censor books and to have the library no longer be able to participate. They were at the festival in those types of things, or have displays celebrating the LGBTQ plus community. Their board meeting was Thursday night. They think they had about 320 people come. We own an ongoing concern on, my wife and I, on Main Street. We closed 2 hours early to attend and to speak. It was 95+% was supporting the library's mission. There were 40+ speakers. Four speakers spoke against. 3 of them were from the group that put out the petition. Pride put a counter petition out on Tuesday morning of this past week. We're over 3,600 signatures. So for and we're going to have, and we've already scheduled our next festival to be for next July. So I guess the message is that, you know, this is, you can look at things in a negative way or in a down way, or look at it in darkness, but there are things going on that are hopeful. There are things that are going on that are positive. There are things that are going on that are uplifting, right? And those are the things to focus on, and not to focus on the stuff that's gonna drag you down and stop you from your activism. And I would encourage we would encourage everybody, not me, but the Pride Board in Zionsville would encourage everybody to find their road, their street, their way to be activists, and do it, however it is, whether it's getting a whistle or whatever it is. So we appreciate you guys reaching out to us and inviting us to come, and come to Zionsville Pride in July in July of 2026.
I'd like to invite you to take a deep breath with me. So let's breathe in and out and settle into our space a little more. I'm going to take a moment to share with you some of the history of Trans Day of Remembrance. In 1998, Rita Hester, a Black trans woman in Massachusetts, was murdered. In response to her death, an outpouring of grief and rage came from the queer community. During a conversation with other organizers and friends, Gwendolyn Ann Smith, another trans woman in the community, shared how she found similarities between the recent death of Rita and a death that occurred 3 years prior of Chanel Pickett. Gwendolyn was surprised that none of her friends remembered Chanel, and in her words, "It really surprised me that had already, in a short period of time, been forgotten, and here we were with another murder at the same site." Gwendolyn recognized a need to remember. So in 1999, groups gathered in Boston and San Francisco to hold the first Trans Day of Remembrance events. November was chosen since both women died during this month, and continued observance is held on November 20th in honor of Chanel Pickett at the anniversary of her death. Trans Day of Remembrance is not a celebration. It is not a day that involves parties or parades. It's not a day to try and get credit for supporting trans lives. Rather, it is a day to remember the pain of lives lost due to transphobia. It's a day to allow grief to settle into our bodies. The last week was Trans Awareness Week, and to be honest, I spent the week exhausted from some things of just life, yes, but also because it is sometimes exhausting to be trans in this country during this year. This year, over 1,000 anti-trans bills were introduced across the country. Anti-trans rhetoric can be heard from politicians, authors, podcasters, journalists, and religious leaders, and a lot of other people. These laws and rhetoric attack and threaten trans people's access to healthcare, education, bathrooms, and the right to exist. And this week, I really recognized how much all of that had settled into my body. And I sat down to write this reflection, but first, I had to clean off the coffee table. Then the cats needed to be fed, and then they want to play, and of course, cuddling with them never hurts anything. Oh, and then there was a thrift store print that I wanted to hang, and of course, the place that works best involved moving to other things. And then I found myself hanging a picture of my late great-grandmother above my desk. And it was then that I decided that perhaps my reflection could wait. So instead of writing, I allowed myself to settle into my body and experience the grief that it had been holding. Trans Day of Remembrance allows an outlet for a grief that is held throughout the year, from every time a headline crossed my feed with the death of another trans person. And I let myself grieve. I anointed myself with the perfumes and oils that my ancestors deserved, and I returned to myself so that I might remember. We live in a world where every year a list comes out of trans and gender nonconforming people who were killed. We live in a world where we have to face the realities and honor our dead because they cannot be forgotten. We cannot forget the trans people who were killed, whose lives lost to violence were ended too soon. Their chance to grow wrinkles and say, well, back in my day, was taken from them by other human beings. By hate crimes and state-sanctioned violence, their lives were ended before they had a chance to even grow old. And we grieve and mourn those lives. And in our grief, we continue to move forward, never forgetting all of those who went before us and never forgetting all of the lives lost to violence. And sometimes we move slowly, sometimes so slow it might not even look like we're moving, and yet forward we go, into the unknown, praying, hoping, dreaming of a world where a long list of trans lives lost comes out each year does not exist. In the words of Gwendolyn Ann Smith, this day we mourn our losses and we honor our precious dead. Tomorrow and every other day we shall continue to fight for the living. So today we mourn, allowing ourselves to sit and breathe, letting our bodies receive the grief and offering it hope in return. Amen.
Thank you. This week, we share our offering plate with the Miami Nation Honor Fund. You'll notice that we are sharing our plate more with the Miami Nation Honor Fund this year as we continue to move towards real rent and real reparations. I invite you to please give now in a way that is comfortable for you, cash, check, in the collection plate, or online using the donate button on our website. But we thank you for your generosity, your support of the mission and ministries of All Souls, and the way that you continue to show love in this world that is so very much in need of more of it. Today's offering will now be offered and gratefully received.
I'm going to share a song with you called Migratory V, and the words, the poem suggests that our greatest potential lies not in invention or exploration, but in togetherness. The metaphor of birds flying in a migratory V symbolizes cooperation, shared direction, and collective purpose. The poem dreams of a world where humans move in that same harmony, where our unity is what a divine power sees and values most. We sail above the weather. We search the ocean floor. We rival our creation, still for more. But can we fly together? A migratory bee. How wonderful if that's what God could see. A single voice in whispered prayer can only pray to travel there. But all as one, we sound the everlasting sound and sing our salvation. Aloft and in formation, a migratory bee. How wonderful if that's what God could see. How wonderful if that's what God could see.
Thank you, Jane and Liz. I offer you these words by Unitarian Universalist minister and long-time fighter for justice, the Reverend Dr. Deborah Hafner, who, if you didn't see on Facebook, is now officially married to Reverend Joel Miller, former intern minister. As we enter another week of uncertainty in the world, let us remember that there is only one side, the side of humanity and planet Earth. May we pray for peace. May we raise our voices with our elected officials and engage as we can in acts of resistance. And may we remember to take very good care of ourselves, each other, and those we love. And she continues to implore us, may we remember these words adapted from the Unity Prayer. The light of love surrounds us. Love enfolds us. The power of love protects us. Love watches over us. Wherever we are, love is, because we are love made real in the world. Let us go forward as agents of love in this world, answering the call, and as the Reverend Dr. Abi Janamanchi says, let us be held by a love that will neither let us go nor let us off the hook. May it be so. Amen, and blessed be.
And 1014 in the TL, Answering the Call of Love.
The promise of the Spirit, faith, hope, and love abide, and so every soul is blessed and made whole. The truth in our hearts is our guide. We are answering the call of love. Hands joined together as hearts beat as one, emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim we are answering the call of love. Sometimes we build a barrier to keep love tightly bound, corrupted by fear, unwilling to hear, denying the beauty we found. We are answering the call of love. Hands joined together as hearts beat as one, emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim we are answering the call of love. A bright new day is dawning, when love will not divide. Reflections of grace in every embrace, fulfilling the visions divine. We are answering the call of love. Hands joined together as hearts beat as one, emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim we are answering the call of love. We are answering